Welcome to Streams of Income, hosted by best-selling author and entrepreneur Dr. David Powers, where we discuss streams of income, passive income, residual income, and even why there are dinosaurs and zombies in this intro. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to dive in.
You are in for a special treat today with this Streams of Income podcast episode with Kris Loveless of the Yield Farming Co-op. This dude's pretty amazing. I met him through Passive Income Engines, which there's some information in the show notes about Passive Income Engines. It's the best place for community on multiple streams of income. And I met Kris through there. Me and him were admins on there. Actually, we still are. But Kris is kind of branching off into his own thing called the Yield Farming Co-op. It is absolutely amazing. Now, here's what I want to warn you about before you proceed with this episode, whether you're on the YouTube. This is a good one for YouTube because you might want to be hands-free and not driving, that kind of thing, and taking notes while you're doing this one. But the audio is cool as well. Just, go back as often as you need to and listen to it. But Kris is going to go deep. Kris is the way his mind works, he is very, very analytical, and the simplest things to him. I'm stumbling over words right now because I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this. Is Kris's mind works like a spreadsheet. Think about it that way. Whether it's a Google Sheet or Microsoft Excel or whatever crappy program you're using, if you're not using those two. His mind works like a spreadsheet. I'm talking the formulas, the math, the way things is organized, the way he sees things. I picture sometimes like Kris's mind, and when he sees through his eyes, it's like he's seeing the matrix, all those lines of code going up and down. And so he's going to go deep in this episode, and so be prepared. Here's the thing. Kris will go deep, and I want to whet your interest with all this. I hope what Kris says, it may resonate if you're already into some crypto stuff and some yield farming. It may resonate perfectly and make sense to you. But if it doesn't, have no fear. For almost no money, you can join his program, go through his classes, or you can just sign up and let him do the work for you. He takes a fee off the top, that kind of thing. But I just wanted to warn you, this episode goes deep quick. And so be prepared, but also be prepared to find the possibly safest way possible to make money in cryptocurrency these days. Kris has been riding these markets up and down and making money both ways, and he'll explain and talk about that. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy, and this is going to be awesome. And at the end of it, there's going to be some show notes, some talk about where you can find me and Kris and actually interact with us just on a daily basis with some of this stuff in the groups that we're in. I hope you enjoy. All right. Welcome to the Streams of Income podcast. And let me start off real quick by saying my voice sounds like crap. Some kind of summer cold or something like that. And my voice is a little more gravelly than normal. And so Kris has a lovely, crisp, beautiful sounding voice. I'm going to let him do most of the talking. But we are here with Kris Loveless of the Yield Farming Co-op. And is it co-op or coop?
Co-op for cooperative.
Co-op, okay. Make sure I get it right. The Yield Farming Co-op. And I've been friends with Kris for quite a while. And he has made me a lot of money in different ways. And this new venture, though, of his is doing some amazing things. So, Kris, bearing in mind that all of our viewers, well, most of our viewers are probably going to be crypto, just totally new to it. Okay. You do a lot of yield farming, obviously in the name. So what exactly is yield farming?
Okay, great question. So thanks for having me here. And I've been on Streams of Income before, so welcome to be back. So what yield farming is it's allowing you to become a business owner in setting up a coin exchange desk for people that want to trade money. So it's the exact same methodology in the real world when you fly across the border to a different airport and you set up a coin exchange desk right there, and you're like, I only have United States dollars, but I need some Canadian dollars. So you head over to your coin exchange desk, you look at the exchange rate, you're like, okay, you look at the posted fees because they're all required to have a posted fee statement, and you know that you're going to pay the coin exchange desk like a 1% fee for allowing you to trade your money from US dollars over to Canadian dollars. And that is exactly what we're doing within the crypto space. It's an essential service for decentralized finance to work, because without our provided liquidity as a farmer, then all of the decentralized exchanges would not be able to operate. They would not have the funds to allow people to come to their exchange and swap like USDC for USDT or USDC for Ethereum or anything like that. They just wouldn't have the funds to do that without us providing our funds. And then rather than them paying us directly like a set stipend, they say, okay, well, we're going to charge a fee on our exchange for people to do that, and we're going to just pass along the fees over to you because it's your money that's being traded. So it is a verifiable business that you're setting up, and it is not based on the price of the token as far as how much money you make. It's based on the foot traffic that comes to that exchange to do swaps on your tokens. So.
Wow. It sounds like a lot of work. I mean, is this the kind of thing that anybody could do?
Yeah, absolutely. We've been teaching people in the Yield Farming Co-op how to do this since April when we launched. It's been going strong. We're up to over 90 members now, teaching people how to do this. And we have people that came in with full portfolios already. And up until this point, they've only been buying a token and just holding it. And then we have people that have never been in crypto and they wanted to surprise their kids and grandkids, showing that they could get into crypto and make some money in crypto, as a retired person. So
Good.
we have the whole range of users.
That's pretty cool. And so it's a membership site that you have set up on School. And I mean, I've been on there browsing around and stuff. I admit I haven't taken many of the classes. But, man, it's amazing, though. It is exactly like you said, from the bare basics all the way up to, the challenge that you're running. Was it the 49 Weeks to Freedom Challenge?
Right. Yeah. So we have 2 levels of membership right now. The first level of membership is basic site access, that you go to the school website, and I'm sure David will post the links or get that information out. But you go to the school website and you can sign up at the About page, and it's $10 a month for access, and you get access to all of the basic content, which starts off of what is yield farming and thanks for joining us. It takes you through setting up your system, like installing your crypto wallet for the first time, making sure you're using a secure browser to do this. If you want to use a hardware wallet versus a hot wallet that's lives on your browser, and how to bring money in from your bank account into the crypto space so you can start earning with it, as well as to how to do some token swapping around, because those are all essential skills. And then we dive deeper into like the investor's mindset in the crypto space, like what to expect with crypto, because crypto is an investment, just like anything at Wall Street, just like anything on real estate, fine art, wines, Rolex watches, collector's cars, whatever the case may be. You buy something and then the value goes up and down based on the market. The only difference with crypto is that it moves so much faster. And that's why the gains that we're able to get in crypto are so much better, because it moves so much faster. After you get through the mindset and stuff, then we move on to how to research farms, how to research tokens, making sure you're choosing something worthy of your investment, so you don't get into something that loses value and doesn't come back. And then we get into the mechanics of this is how you go on to an exchange. This is how you create your farm. This is how you monitor to make sure that it's competitive and people continue to trade in your range. Once that's under your belt, then this is all basic access. Once that's under your belt, we have an entire list of resources and videos on how to use other tools in the space or go to other exchanges in the space. We have a bunch of documents for you in our tool shed, so you could pull that down and use them as templates to help you in your journey. And then the last module that we have for the basic access is kind of reviewing your farms, getting them all the information down on paper so that when it's time for taxes, you have all the documentation that you need. Plus, it's my favorite part because that's when you actually realize how much profit you're making. So I love filling out spreadsheets, but if y'all have seen my original time on here, you know that I love spreadsheets. Anyway, so that's all basic. And then in addition to the basic access, everybody has access to book one-on-one calls with me or one of our other 7 admins for the group. And we can do a one-on-one concentrated session on everything from getting started from scratch, getting into an exchange, picking an exchange, like learning how to work a particular exchange and answer all your questions one-on-one. Strategy sessions, which are my personal favorite because I get to sit there and help you dream and help you plan a way to reach your dream. So we have some templates made up to where we can document your dream. We can put in some real life historical facts and figures and show you the amount of money that you need to invest to get to those dreams at what point and how fast. And that's based on how much money you have, your timeline for completion, your schedule, like how much time in the day do you have to devote to this thing, and your risk tolerance, like does it matter to you if one day you log on and the price of something is $130, the next day it's $150, and the next day it's $120? Like, is that something that you could handle, or do you need to do something that only varies like a 1% variation every day? Because there's options in crypto for all of that stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
And then that's basic. That's getting help. We love helping people. We have at the basic level 2 calls a week, Wednesday at 4 Central, Thursday at 4 Central. Wednesday is a general community update. This is the state of farming. This is the state of the markets. It looks like the major market indicators are indicating we might see price increases this week or price decreases. These are some great moving coins right now that you might want to consider adding or farming for. And the call on Thursday is onboarding, and it's not just for the first time getting in. It's anytime you want to try something new and you're not sure how to do it, come to our small group Thursday sessions, and we have people there dedicated to help you get through that. So you don't necessarily have a one-on-one call, but you it's a small group setting, so everybody on the call can learn and help.
Yeah.
And those are also included in the basic $10 a month. That's it.
All this is $10 a month. I mean, I can see you making your money back in a day. Just for that price.
Absolutely. Like you come in, I mean, we can go over some results in a little bit on how much money can be made, but if you wanted to upgrade, we have a premium level. It's called our 49 Weeks to Freedom Challenge. And in that, our goal is to turn an initial investment into something substantial in 49 weeks. And I piloted the program, and I'm in the program myself. I'm taking my own 49 weeks challenge. And it's not, take it one time and you're done. Like you finish the first 49 weeks and you start all over again because you have different goals every single time. So for instance, my challenge was I want to start with a value, and at the end of 49 weeks, be producing enough stable income through yield farming to pay a salary equal to about $100,000 a year passively.
Okay. Wow.
So I'm on week 32 and everything's working nicely.
That much closer to freedom.
It's beautiful. Like, cause I can sit there and I can tell you exactly how large and which farm I need to be in that it completely pays my mortgage. Like I don't have to work to pay I'm to the point where 70% of my family bills are completely met with yield farming at this point. When I get to 49, it's all going to be paid for.
That's true financial freedom right there.
It is beautiful. And then we have spreadsheets, templates in that program. We also have some vetted farms that we're in ourselves, and we completely share all of our settings, our ranges, and our methodology for setting those, and we keep them updated for you. So if you're following along, you can read the information and go, hey, that makes sense. I'm going to go do that, or I'm not going to do that, or I'm going to take that information and apply it to my own farms. It's just all about learning. And then we along the way had a suggestion by one of our farmers and said, hey, I'd like to see all this in action. And I said, you know what? we're going to do it. So we created a Farming with You course that goes along with that. And in that course, we recorded every single action that it took to go from having nothing in crypto all the way up to having 4 active farms right now.
Wow.
And we keep that updated on a weekly basis, and we show you all the record keeping. We freeze the screen so you can compare it to your own record keeping if you're doing exactly what we're doing, and just following along, learning the entire process. And then we actually take votes on those calls about where to invest in next. So it's a fun course to be in, and it's very beneficial. It goes side by side with all of the base level content. So that challenge is $152 a month. It's about, we wanted to keep it less than a coffee a day, and I think we achieved that. And I know the value is definitely there for you to get that out of there. And then in addition to that, this is streams of income. If you like to be an affiliate, we have a great affiliate program for anybody that wants to get signed up to be an affiliate. If you refer somebody with your affiliate link, then as long as they're a member of the challenge every 30 days, you'll get a payout of $25 per person. So if you just bring in 6 to 7 people, your entire membership is also already paid for. So it wouldn't even cost you anything more.
So if you do the farming and you make a ton of money and you're out fishing on Monday and Tuesday instead of working, every time somebody says, how in the world do you do that? You just hand them that link and there you go.
There you go. You just made yourself some money as long as they're there for 30 days.
Cool.
So
man, it's pretty amazing. I mean, I don't see how you put that much in there and it's that cheap. It's mind boggling. And I've interacted with some of your admins too, and friends with a couple of them outside of the group. And it's like you've assembled a list of experts in this field that all come in to help everybody. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
Yep. Yeah. I'm always on the lookout for people that want to help people. So that's my number one requirement. If you're in the co-op, you want to help other people. And every single one of our admins absolutely loves helping other people. And we have some that are really great at like crypto research. We have some that are really great technology experts. We have some that are really great at motivation and helping with the mindset. So we have somebody that's really good at pretty much everything in this space for the moment. But I also love how they're more than willing to give up their time to help other people, as I am as well, because the whole reason I started Yield Farming is because of all the fun with the crypto ROI applications that happened in 2022 and 2023. In the depths of the bear market, everybody needs to make money on crypto, and they saw things like the dreaded stable fund or the Swap Next or Prosperity Gem Ventures or whatever the last thing that the owner called it. All of those things promised great things and they worked well for a while, but at the end of the day, you did not have access to your funds. You could not pull it out, and the owners disappeared, right? I said, you know what? I need to help people earn back that money. So I started Yield Farming. I started kind of a farming done for you program through the Passive Income Engines group. It's a bunch of NFTs, and basically the sales from those allowed us to create a community farm, and we farm and distribute those farming rewards to everybody on a monthly basis. So it's really simple in that regard. You just purchase the NFT and then the rewards are sent to your wallet. And then we completely sold out of 8 series of those. That's over 600 of those NFTs we sold out of. People really love the program. I mean, I think you have some too, Dr. Powers. I have some. Yeah. If I wasn't running the program, then every month I'd be like, oh, I have money. But since I'm running the program, my viewpoint's a little bit different on the program. But,
yeah, man, it's completely passive for us on the other end. You're doing all the hard work, and I bought the NFT, and money's there once a month, more money.
Yeah, we just put some numbers behind that. We have paid out over $34,000 in pure farming income rewards since November. And we didn't start off with the full amount invested in the farm. We started off with our first series. We're like, we don't know if people are going to like this or going to want to get involved. And we had a fantastic response. And the NFTs were just $155. And like I said, we've completely sold out of them at this point. We're working on a new collection as well. So it's just, that's a success story, and those funds are still farming along. We've had it to where people are like, you know what, I'm done. I just want to get out of this. And through the community, we had other communities buy them out, members buy them out. And we've, even as admin team, the program bought them back. So as we have funds, we're able to buy back those NFTs. If you just want to cut out, we have an NFT buyback program part of that. So,
and I know it's not really safe to say, but I mean, it's almost like there's no way to lose your money, because you've got it set up to where you can pull it out at any time, and even if you buy an NFT and you don't like it, you can sell it back. I mean, it's been a win-win for me. I mean, the NFTs are how I've gotten involved, and just really, really happy with that.
Awesome. Yeah, you and I really am happy with your artwork. So Dr. Powers is. I've asked him for a few NFT collection artwork ideas, and man, he really designed some really great stuff. He, from some of our earlier fleets, he did complete, like the first 2 fleets was 100% him, and he came up with like our king. We had some king NFTs. If you bought one of each of the different variations and you were the first couple to do so, you got a free NFT that made you royalty. So it was always a competition when we launched those fleets. So it was a really cool thing. But Dr. Powers had received some more input recently that people were looking to get more of that done. And so he said, can we come up with another NFT farming program for armchair farming? And I said, I like it. Let's go ahead and do that. So as part of the Yield Farming Co-op, we have the Yield Farming Co-op Armchair Farmer NFTs. So all of the same premise, all the funds go into community farms. Community farms produce the revenue, and that gets airdropped to everybody's wallet once a month. And right now we're targeting between 10 and 12.5% returns every single month. And that's already taking out fees and stuff like that. So in your wallet every single month, the cost of one of these NFTs is 0.1 Ethereum. And so our goal is to get you 0.01 Ethereum every single month. So
yeah, pretty amazing. Yeah, and the armchair farmers I like, because I don't have time yet. I gotta like end 4 or 5 other streams of income before I would have time to do the farming. And so I love that you set this up for armchair farmers like me, so I can sit back in my folding chair and watch you guys farm. And you guys make some good money. I make a little bit of money that's totally passive. And I mean, it can't get any better than that for me.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the program for 10 months. You completely recouped all your funds, and everything after 10 months, or sooner, if we over deliver, which we love to do, would be 100% profit from that point forward. And then again, along the way, if you decide, it's been 3 months, I've made 30% on my money, and I want out. That's cool. Go ahead and put your NFTs up for sale for the same 0.1 Ethereum, and then somebody else in the community can buy it, or we can buy it through the program back from you. So
pretty neat. And because of all this, because of your success, I mean, you're pretty, you won't admit it, but you're pretty well known in this space. I mean, people know Kris is the guy to go to for analytics, spreadsheets, and now people are coming to you to set up collections for their associations. Is that right?
Right. Yeah, we've started to partner with a couple of communities. They're looking to have a similar income producing NFT collection. And so we have gone through the setups, and we've launched it. At least the design is done. We're about to launch it next week for another community as well. And then some other projects out there that for a couple of trusted people in the space have partnered up with the Yield Farming Co-op and with the Passive Income Engines Farming to actually produce income for their crypto projects. One of those is Bootleggers Run. It's run by Kirk, originally from Speakeasy, originally from EMP Money. There's a whole lineage here, but he has set up Bootleggers Run. It's a 100% farming project as well. And he farms a lot himself, but he said, Kris, can you take care of about 25% of our treasury and produce income for me so that we can continue to run this project? I said, absolutely, let's do it. Yeah. So I've been farming rewards solidly for that project of his for the last 4 months, and that project's doing great. We recently in that project crossed over $100,000 in invested funds doing different bootlegging runs. It's just the theme. It's not actual liquor. That would be anyway. It's not actual liquor, but it's a lot of fun in that community, and people are really loving it as well. So
yeah. That's pretty cool. And you've actually opened up a new side hustle for me because I needed more side hustles. But because I helped with the AI art on some of the previous NFTs, I'm going to be helping you with some of these others. And because I just did it because I enjoyed learning AI art because it's pretty interesting. And that's been kind of fun.
I was having fun with it too. Like one of the collections we did was centered around Warren Buffett. So like when I was in the AI generating software, I was doing all sorts of different NFTs with Warren Buffett. Like I was making him a cook, I was making him a baker, I was making him drive a golden bus. I was doing all sorts of fun things, and the software was cool. I made him drive a tractor. Like I don't know if he's ever driven a tractor, but I made him drive a tractor through AI. It was really, really cool. I made him pilot a hot air balloon too. It's really fun what you can do with the AI art. So
yeah, pretty interesting.
What's your favorite platform for using to generate AI art right now?
Yeah, I've tried several. I tried Midjourney, and I just didn't like. I had so much trouble with hands and feet on Midjourney. I tried Playground, and my beef with Playground was that I could not get it to produce images that only had like 2 arms and 2 legs. And when I did animals, like if I did 2 animals in the same image, it would merge the animals like some kind of mutant. And right now I'm using Canva. Canva has a new AI generator that, I love it because it pops up with different options. It's easy to regenerate. And but I think you do have to have the Canva Pro account. But that's pretty cheap anyway. It's like $120 a year.
Yeah, it seems like they're integrating AI into a lot of mainstream products right now. So yeah. I love AI because it can summarize my email for me. So it's great. I'm like, hey, Copilot, tell me what I missed today, and it's pretty fun. But yeah, no, it's really fun in this community to help people learn and see them achieve things. We do for the premium content. I forgot to mention that we have 2 dedicated meetings for that as well. Those are both on Sunday evenings.
So even 2 more meetings.
Yes. So a total of four weekly meetings for our co-op. So and they rarely get canceled. Like it's just like, oops, I can't be there. I totally apologize. But more often than not, we have all 4. So on Sunday nights, we have the 49 weeks challenge. We cover off what's going on all of the different farms that we have in that sample portfolio. We talk about if they're going up, going down, what settings to use for the automation software that we use, and so that you can follow along, answer any questions. If you're seeing vastly different results than us, then we talk about it on that call and try to figure out why. We've had a couple of things come up with the tools, and that led me to actually go talk to the developers of the tools to try to figure it out, which is really cool because they're like, hey, we know you. I'm like, you do? How do you know me? So it goes back to your point, Dr. Powers. But anyway, it's really, really cool to do that. And then as soon as that call's over, we do the hour-long farming with you, where we sit down and we're like, okay, well, it's this time to process all our rewards this week. Let's see if we're in range and making money. And then now we have our rewards. What do we want to do with them? Do we want to just put them back into these farms and keep them getting a little bit bigger? Or do we want to try a new exchange or a new blockchain or something else? So
wow.
It's a great.
Before I switch topics, I want to point out too, I've been on so many AMAs and Zoom calls and stuff like that with other crypto people. And I know you, so I know what you look like and everything before this, but you and your team are never hidden. I mean, your names are out there, your face is out there. It always makes me wonder when I see these crypto guys and they're anonymous. And me and you've been in some projects where they were totally anonymous, and then of course we didn't know where to find them if they took our money. And you guys are not like that, perfectly visible, like an actual real business. I mean, it's unheard of in the crypto world almost.
Yeah, and a lot of that goes to the fact that we don't really want your money. We want you to learn how to do it yourself. And we're here as an educational resource to give you the tools and to help you work through any issues that you have while you're farming and remain 100% in control of your own funds. We recently put down, we take course requests all the time, by the way. So if you're like, hey, I want to know more about crypto lending, how does that work? Right. So then we're like, perfect. Let's get something together so that we can share all of our knowledge, and then we'll put the course out and take feedback. And if anybody has additional knowledge, we'll be happy to incorporate it. But crypto lending is great. You can go and make your money for liquidity farming, and say you earn some Ethereum, from your farms, and then you could, rather than sell that Ethereum, which would be a taxable event, you can take that Ethereum and you can go lend it, and you can earn interest for just lending your Ethereum. And what that can do for you is you're going to get those lending fees, which can be anywhere, depending on the demand for that Ethereum at that moment. It can be anywhere from like 2% a year up to, I've seen loans on it as high as 24% a year, just having it sitting there. And then if you're lending it, you can ride up the token appreciation. So right now, Ethereum is around 2,500. By the end of the year, most analysts are thinking it's going to be somewhere between 3,500 and 5,000. So if you don't sell it, then you get to almost double your money at this point, if the high end is achieved. And then the whole time you're earning that interest. And if you wanted to, you could take out a loan against it, which is also not taxable because it's a loan. And then you can go farm with your loan and make even more money to add more Ethereum to go lend and to borrow and to keep farming. So it's a great idea to yield on yield on yield. And I even have a more advanced strategy on that, involving a real life insurance policy from a real life company. So so many things you can do in the decentralized space.
So let me just say that if anybody's listening to this and or watching on YouTube and it sounds at all the least bit confusing, all you got to do is go sign up for the Yield Farming Co-op and sign up. And the courses really are from somebody that knows nothing. Some people, all they do is they know what Bitcoin is and that's it. And Kris will take you from there all the way up to where you're doing some of this crazy stuff and making money 15 different ways on one thing. It's amazing.
Yeah, just as long as you don't. We teach you the safe way to do it, because there's very unsafe ways to do it as well, and that causes you to get liquidations. But a couple we would talk about, I just want to make sure everybody is aware there are risks in the crypto space. So I want to make sure we address that. We have a whole lesson, multiple lessons on this. But the biggest risk is if you purchase like a scam token or a scam version of a token, and the contract isn't legit, and you're not able to get your money out, and they run away with your funds when you buy the scam token. So that's one of the things we focus on, is how do you research the token? How do you make sure it's the correct token contract that you're using to make the purchase? All that. So buying a scam token is a real thing. Also, standard cybersecurity processes apply. So you're going to have private keys for your crypto wallets. You need to make sure those are stored off of anything electrical, hopefully in a bank vault, to make sure nobody can break into your wallet and steal access to your funds that are on the blockchain. Also, another standard security is a hardware wallet will prevent anybody from draining funds, for the most part, from your wallet, because you have to authorize every single transfer from your hardware wallet into the interwebs.
And you guys have gotten me set up that way. I took your advice, and I'm on the hardware wallet and everything now.
Perfect. Yeah, that makes me feel so much better. I hate it when people go, "Well, this is what happened." I'm like, "Well, I can't really help you, but this is what happened."
It's gone.
It's gone. And then another risk is you could transfer your funds to the wrong location on accident.
That happens a lot too, doesn't it?
That does, unfortunately. If you go through a valid service to swaps, they can actually help you get your funds back. But if you go elsewhere, maybe not. So we teach you all about that, how to do that safely. And then the last thing really in any investment is the idea of an impermanent loss. So that's when you make an investment, say you put $1,000 into your farm, you're farming away, and then all of a sudden the token prices decide to take like a 20% dip and your $1,000 is now worth $800. Well, basically you have an impermanent loss of $200. So there are ways we teach to help minimize that. But the important thing is don't sell, because if you sell, now you have a permanent loss, and we don't like permanent losses. So we have different strategies set up to help you minimize your impermanent loss. Definitely how to track your impermanent loss so you know where you are, but we teach a methodology so you know when you're in complete profit again, so that you could choose to either stay in the farm and keep making money, or at least you know, hey, I'm complete profitable. I can close this out with my profit and go do something else. So we really focus on helping manage impermanent loss, as well as knowing your fees for when you're working within your farming. There's a lot of fees that a lot of people on YouTube won't talk about, or it does get a little confusing at times, but there are some fees for you got to pay like gas fees when you're transferring tokens, for when you're rebalancing, stuff like that. There's swapping fees, because when I swap my token for something else to get into a farm, I'm paying somebody else their fees for allowing me to do that swap. So there's those swapping fees. There's something called slippage, and that's in the stock market as well as here in the crypto market. You put in an order for like 100 tokens at $100, and you might get $98 worth of tokens back because the price slipped on you from the time the order was received to the time the order was processed. But we're working on that to make sure that everybody's aware and of how to track those fees and how to overcome them to prevent any liquidity leakage coming out of your farming positions. So we're really heavily focused on that. We're also, whenever we recommend a tool, we get super deep into the technical weeds. We go through all their white papers, looking for any mention of any fee and how they calculate them, so that we know the true cost of using those tools that are great time savers and allow you to diversify, but they all come at a cost. And it's just important that you know those costs, because with my bookkeeping business and crypto tax prep help, it's important to know all your costs. You need to get all your tax deductions. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, you got me set up with Zen Ledger, which man, the first time I ever heard you talk about everything that went into crypto taxes, all the fees, the gases, all that, I was like, there's no way I can manage this. And you got me hooked up with Zen Ledger, which is pretty amazing. I mean, when I've used it, I plug everything in, get everything set up, synced, and it spits out the form that I attach to my taxes, and it was that easy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So Zen Ledger works a lot like QuickBooks or Quicken, whatever, Xero, Wave Accounting, whatever. Basically, it's a software, and it pulls in all your token transactions, and it's smart enough usually to figure out, okay, this is a gas fee, and it went ahead and records that appropriately, so you don't have to keep track of that. But every software out there has issues whenever you swap tokens. So your job using Zenledger is to go through there and say, well, this is a swap from BNB over to USDC as an example, right? Or this was a self-transfer. I sent it from this wallet over to this wallet, and it was non-taxable. I was just moving it from place to place. So by virtue of going through all those transactions, you get the right number to report on your Form 8949 that you have to submit with your taxes. Plus,
yeah, pretty amazing.
Zenledger automatically integrates with like TurboTax, so you get it done there, and you can say send a TurboTax.
Yeah, that's what I did last time. It made it easier.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah.
All right, so let's and I'm going to put links in the show notes to everything, the Yield Farming Co-op, the 49 Weeks of Freedom. So let's switch topics a little bit. And what other streams of income do you have?
Well, for since 2018, I've been an e-commerce seller. We started hard with Amazon and got up to about $35K a month before we decided to focus on helping other people. We still sell e-commerce, but we only sell our private label brand, and right now that's coffee and stuff like that. We're on Walmart. We decided to leave Amazon for our personal store, but we have over 85 clients in our bookkeeping business that still sell on Amazon, and we support them day in and day out, helping them make sure their books are ready for tax time and to really understand their sales numbers.
Okay, so your bookkeeping service niches towards the Amazon folks, or at least the e-commerce sellers.
E-commerce, yeah. We have people that sell Amazon, eBay, Etsy, Walmart, Jet. Newegg actually has a marketplace, as well as their own Shopify stores, and there's a couple of niche websites for people that like to sell subscription boxes. So and then also for everybody that likes to do the local garage sales, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, those types of sales as well. So we help with all that. We do have some businesses that are brick and mortar that we support as well. Service-based businesses we excel at, and we're really good with the inventory businesses that are brick and mortar that have a really well-defined inventory management process.
It makes it easier, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like it can be tough if all you do is you buy a bunch of material and then you assemble your goods and then you sell your goods and then you have to account for shrinkage and all that along the way if you're kind of your own manufacturer. So it gets a little complicated there. But on top of the bookkeeping, we do business analysis and sales planning, and then we go through and we have our own prep center as well. We have a 6,000 square foot prep center for e-commerce sellers where we receive your goods, package them, get them ready to go to Amazon or any e-commerce marketplace, or we do direct fulfillment directly to customers.
Okay, so, man, I knew you did some of that, but I had no idea it was that big.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm not the only person in my company. I have two partners, Holly and Jason Wood, and they're fantastic. They love. They're actually more specialized in the prep center than I am. I kind of take care of the paperwork and the numbers, and they take care of the prep center operations because I don't have time to do it all. And they do what they do very well. So like Jason worked in Sam's Club warehouse for over 18 years before he decided to quit and do our business full time. So he has a lot of logistics knowledge.
Yeah. So he could quit working for the man so he could kind of work for you and enjoy it a little better.
For working for himself. So he is the man. Like I'm not
nice.
Like every day I'll walk over there. Hey, Jason, what's up, man? What's going on?
Yep.
But I come from an entrepreneurial family. My dad runs an ecological preserve up in East Texas in the Piney Woods. And he's number one job is to keep it undeveloped so that oil fields will pay him for like carbon credits. He has well over well over 1,000 acres that he manages, and it's a very large hunting preserve as well. He spends a lot of time ensuring that livestock and wild animals have their natural habitat to live in, and because of that, they have an overabundance of homes and an overabundance of critters, and so they have a very active hunting season from September all the way through April. I mean, the hunting lodge, like, we need to get together and go out there, because their hunting lodge is 2 stories. They have a liquor bar that's like unparalleled. They have professional chefs that used to work in the big ranches up in Wyoming that they brought down. They live on site and they prepare all the food for everybody. And they have another hunting lodge with about another 15 rooms out to the side. And they have a shooting range with professional, it's not, I forget the designation, but it's a high quality competition shooting range for like clay pigeons and ducks and stuff like that. Man. A complex for that.
Yeah. So our next podcast we're gonna have to do on site.
Yes, and they have fishing, and he stocks all of the lakes over there for fishing with some very large bass. So definitely need to head out there. So
okay, and man, that sounds pretty amazing. I mean, that's kind of my dream. That's why I would do the farming, the NFTs, everything to build towards something like that. And the fact that he's doing the carbon offsets, I mean, that's almost like passive income, because he just manages the land the way he wants it and basically sells that back to big corporations.
Exactly. Yeah, he keeps the bad guys off. He keeps people from poaching the lumber. You know, he keeps his fences up to date, and then he fixes problems with like the rivers to make sure they don't have dams or trees or anything fall. So he just keeps it completely natural and groomed out there. And that's what he does. And the owner, like, he's not the owner, but he is the general manager of it. Mm-hmm. The owner is actually well known for breeding hunting dogs, and a lot of the hunting dog training goes on over in North Carolina. So my dad goes out there quite often to pick up Labradors, and breeding dogs is part of the income for the preserve as well. So
yeah, that's pretty cool, because we've got a Labrador upstairs right now that we're training as a guide dog.
I saw pictures.
Yeah, first dog I've ever had, and we're hooked now. When we have to give him up, we're gonna just turn around and get another dog.
Yep. Yeah. Yep. It's I don't know if you've ever talked to somebody in the breeding business, but that's a whole nother language, and it makes me feel like I need to take a shower. Like, after I have that conversation, I'm like, I don't need to know that, Dad. I don't need to know that. Thanks.
Yeah. I just want the dog.
I just want a puppy. Thank you very much. I don't want to know all the details.
Yeah. My daughter's wanting to be a dog trainer, and I don't think we'll ever get into the breeding. We'll just get the dogs.
Yep. Exactly. So it's a whole nother thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll go ahead and start wrapping up, because I mean, I know you're busy and so busy you never sleep. And so the last question.
I sleep.
What?
I do sleep.
Yeah, you don't see it, man. If I ever send a message late at night because I have a weird thought, you usually answer right back. The last question I always ask everybody is, if you could only have one stream of income for the rest of your life. So money's not really an issue. It's just you can only do that one thing for the rest of your life and enjoy it and be passionate about it and all that. What would your dream stream of income be?
It's a good question. I think my answer would be working kneecap to kneecap with folks to get out of debt.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard you mention that a bunch too.
Yep. And there's a lot of techniques to do it, but the main thing is it just takes budgeting and accountability to work your way out of debt, and the ability to say no. Right. Yeah. So I want to help people do that. And if that was the only thing I could do for the rest of my life, I think I'd be extremely happy with that. Because being debt free really changes lives. And I hate hearing a story. I was talking to a mutual friend last night for an hour, helping him get a plan together to start getting out of his debt. But he's working, 20 hours a day, just trying to pay the bills and everything like that. Yeah. And we're trying, and I'm like, hey, you can actually use crypto as a debt repayment plan. Like it folds right into the Dave Ramsey snowball method if you're a fan, or if you're not a fan, at least maybe you know about it, where you just you target paying off the smallest debts fastest, and then you keep working to the bigger debts, and you don't do any unnecessary spending until you get to that point where you can. So I followed his method through traditional working hard, working multiple jobs, and I got debt free except for my house in about 2.5 years. But I can do it in about 16, 17 months using crypto responsibly.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Me and you're kind of in the same boat on that. I call it the modified Dave Ramsey plan. His basic principles, I mean, the snowball method, it's perfect. And that's what most people need. I mean, it's that simple. And
it's just a behavioral modification, right? If you look at it in numbers, you're like, well, numbers wise says that I need to pay the highest interest off stuff first. But in reality, if that's the one that has the largest balance, you're gonna every day make payments. You're like, this is never going away. Like, why should I keep trying? You just get so demotivated versus doing it his way and just knock off the little chunks as chunks, and you're like, I got that one done, and I got that one done, and you're picking up momentum until you get them all done. So
yeah. I love, though, that your answer was based on service, just service to other people, and that's what you would enjoy. Because that's what the yield farming, everything, I can see that passion coming through in everything you've done. Just helping other people do things to build financial freedom, get out of debt, start your own business, quit a job you hate. I mean, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I just like helping, and that was instilled in my mom, my dad, my grandparents had their own service business. My grandpa did home remodeling and was a handyman for a lot of years. Everybody in Lubbock, Texas knew him. He passed a couple years ago, and my grandma passed this year. And she was one of the longest serving people in Meals on Wheels.
Wow.
So, I mean, she never missed a week. She was always delivering Meals on Wheels. She was a Sunday school teacher. She was doing all sorts of stuff. She was a regular school teacher for a lot of years. And she actually graduated college before she was 20, back from Texas Tech with an accounting degree.
Wow. Yeah, that had to have been back when women weren't supposed to go to college.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. She was born what?
Maybe like secretarial industries only kind of a thing.
Yeah. She was.
That's pretty impressive, though. And man, the Meals on Wheels, though, serving that long, I bet. I mean, she knew everybody. She wasn't just the delivery person. She was the person that would stop in, talk, ask you how you're doing, everything. Yeah. But as a kid, you grew up watching this stuff, and it clicked for you too.
Yep, absolutely. Like every time we visit, she's like, it's time to go Meals on Wheels. Like even I remember one of the things that we did as a family on Christmas Day, we did special Meals on Wheels. And the special Meals on Wheels actually was, we went to church and went to Christmas Eve service, and then we drove over to do Meals on Wheels, and we went around and dropped off special Meals on Wheels deliveries for families. And those are the deliveries that made Christmas for every single person that you drop those off for. And man, the feeling you get and the feeling you just feel coming from them, even if they don't say something, you can see it. That's amazing. So it's a great organization.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, I tell you what, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Thank you for being here. I mean, every time I talk to you, I learn something new. And sometimes I learn more stuff I want to get into. And, I was happy with the NFTs before. You got me kind of wanting to go through all the courses in the Yield Farming Co-op now. But like I say, I'm going to put all the links in the show notes, whether you're watching this on YouTube or listening to it. And just get in touch with Kris. Like I say, if it went over your head, or maybe it didn't, and it ignited something you want to get started on, just get in touch with Kris. And him and his admins will take you through all that. And next thing you know, man, you're financially free.
Yep, it's a great journey, man. It's you just got to come up with a plan and stick to it, and just work at it. So it is passive, but it does require a little bit of work. So
yeah,